Alright guys, I need to address these allegations and stuff like that. Now the first thing I want to do is, I guess, apologize to everybody for all, all the leaks and stuff. I'm sorry. I'm not very proud of this whole situation, and I realize that. That's why, I had to change myself. But in this video, I guess I'll just basically be telling you guys what's real, what's not. This has gone a bit too far. The reason I didn't make this sooner is because my birthday is this weekend, and I wanted to enjoy that in peace. And although there was a lot of stress from this, it was still fine. But let's get into the, I guess, allegations and proof and all that stuff. So the reason that I'm making this today, and with updated everything, I did gather some information, so it's not that bad. But my Discord account has been disabled. Now, it's a pretty funny story. So first, we had these guys trying to lie about my age, saying that I was 22, and that was evident from a screenshot that I said like 3 years ago or something, when I said, as a joke, that I was 17. I was not. I don't even remember the context behind it, but it's kind of easy because I said 3 different numbers. I said, I'm 37, 7, and then 17. And it was I was just putting random numbers before 7. But yeah, if you read through my messages in my chat, you can kind of easily see that I'm clearly the age that I say I am. I have no reason to lie about it now. I mean, like, back then, maybe I could probably see like me being like, okay, well, I'm 14. What if this guy's like 20? I don't want him to know my age. You know what I mean? But yeah, very easy to debunk. But they actually took this screenshot, said that I was older, and made it seem like I was a predator, I guess. I mean, I don't even know where they get this stuff from. It's very easy to verify my age. You can even ask any of my friends. They will all tell you the same thing. And they also lied about the girls involved ages. Now, again, they were still younger than me, but it wasn't like 15 and 11. All right. Now, before I start talking about them individually and all the stuff that they're accusing me of, like forcing myself onto them for some reason, taking an out of context screenshot and then cutting it off so that you don't see the full context. A lot of these are fake, like the child CP thing. I never did that. And I can just throw a fake screenshot of any one of these people on the screen and show you how easy it is to actually fake this. Anyway, now that we've established that, let's get into the rest of the allegations. So these 2 girls, the Jewel person and Malia person, I've known them for years, right? Of course, I stopped talking to them a long time ago, and I guess before I explain why, let's explain how I got into that friend. So back in 2020, there was this guy named Twist that I met because, obviously, pandemic, everybody's online. I haven't seen Twist in quite a long time, though. I'm pretty sure he had a YouTube channel of his own. That's not why I started mine, though. But anyway, this Twist guy, I was pretty good friends with him, and he invites me to this server, and it's called the Cold Empire, or whatever. Or, I don't know what it is, but basically, it was owned by this person named Skunk. Now, Skunk is, I think, 20 or 21 years old right now, which when I dated her, that would make her around 17, 18. So me as 14 dating an 18-year-old, I mean, it wasn't for that long. It wasn't that serious. So I don't really care. Don't go after her for that. I'm just saying. I'm just explaining the backstory. But yeah, she was around that age gap. All I know is she's at least 2 years older than me. And anyways, I joined this server, and immediately everything is wrong. These people are talking about the most vile things you could hear. And I guess this is kind of where I changed initially. As you can see, I used to actually use my alt account, and I was in this server being very, very upbeat, very nice. That was like my entire point, like my entire purpose at this point in my life was just to be really, really wholesome and nice. And all this shit might look a little bit cringe, but this is just how I was. I was just kind of very, very nice, trying to be wholesome as much as I could. Mix in a little bit of funny, be wholesome, be nice. That was just the whole thing. But then as I stopped talking here and I stopped, getting a bit out of it, I start moving more into other servers like Skunk's server and stuff like that. And seeing all the stuff in there, I try and, fit in. Because even in this server, I was trying to fit in because this server is just really wholesome, really nice. And that's just how I was. I don't know if it's a very common thing or not, but I kind of try and mesh my humor to whatever other person's humor is around me. So that's what I did with this server, and that was a very big mistake because I talked to the people in there, made some friends. We're being cool, making some jokes, and the jokes got darker and darker and darker and darker. Now the server was always like that. It was just very dark, and terrible jokes were being made every day, constantly. Slurs being flung around, racism, sexism, transphobia, homophobia, a bunch of literally everything that you could name that's bad. There was not many people in this chat. It was like more of a group chat, more of a friend group type thing. There was, I'd say, about maybe 15 to 20 people in it. Now some of them were really wholesome, and then some of them just were downright horrid. And I think as time passed on, a lot of those good people left the server, and it just got completely overrun by the bad part. Now it took a few months for that to happen, which is, I guess, why I didn't really see it happening in myself. But I began to make darker and darker jokes, and I guess I also used to make it in real life because I had to, for once, look out for what I was saying. And I was like, oh wait, maybe I shouldn't say that, because like I would think about really dark jokes and just terrible things. But ultimately it was just a joke, and I was obviously not going to act on any of these things. And I could sit here and explain it's a joke, but if you don't believe me, then I guess you don't believe me. Anyways, fast forward to, I guess, a few months after that in 2021, then everything starts getting really weird. Everybody in the server just starts dating everybody else, and we're just going all e-sex, all ERP. That's the first place that I was even introduced to it. A very mixed bag. I don't know who the youngest was actually. It might have been Malia, it might have been somebody else, because I remember there being like a 10-year-old in there or something. That was odd. Anyway, with these random dating things that we would do, it would be like for 1 week, and then they would like match PFPs, do all that shit, and then it would be over, and then they just move on to another person in the friend group. Very fucked up. And yes, I even have screenshots of this, and they still do it to this day in that server, which absolutely mind boggles me. Anyways, we would make jokes and do ERP for funny jokes, and it was just disgusting, man. I think I did that ERP thing like 2 times, and then I was like, okay, ew, this is disgusting, I'll never do it again. And if I get my account undisabled, I swear, if they scroll down in those ERP texts, I literally say, let's stop this, it's disgusting. So if I do get my account back, then I'll probably stream and I'll just show that stuff. Now, the only person that I actually even attempted that with was Jewel, because Jewel was kind of funny and we were just doing it for a joke. She even admitted that she knew it was a joke, right? We weren't in an actual relationship or anything. It was literally all a joke. We would screenshot it and then send it to other people, or actually she would screenshot it and send it to other people as a joke. Looking back on it, this is not funny. It's just disgusting. And that's also a big reason why I stopped doing it. After 2 times of doing that shit, I was so done. But anyways, after realizing that server was very, very bad for me, and since there was such huge age ranges, I doubt everybody even knew their own ages. At least that's not what I was told. In that server, I was told that Malia was older than me, at least 16 or 15, which is why I even talked to her in the first place. If I knew she was 12, which is still, that's only a 2-year age gap, but 12. And in this screenshot here, you can see I had absolutely no idea that she was that young, because her friends had lied to me and never told me anything about her real age, and I guess she just didn't say anything about it. Now, that ended very fast. It only lasted like a week or something, and she says that she was going to keep it going longer, which is kind of odd. It's not like I wanted her to keep it any longer or anything. I didn't tell her to do shit. But yeah, after those relationships with Skunk and Malia and Jewel, very, very not proud of any of those. I decided I should just leave the server, disassociate with them, because I needed to focus on myself and I missed being wholesome. So yeah, for the next few years, I do maintain a bit of that dark humor. And I do say I still say dark things even now, but it's a lot more toned down than it was back then, because the crowds that I was getting into wasn't as, I guess, completely wholesome as the original crowd that I was in, like as my crowd in school even. And I guess going into online school didn't help that either, because in online school I was just completely immersed with all of the online friends, because online, bro, people aren't the same as IRL. They're not as happy or friendly. They're just a lot less reserved, at least in my experience, because my IRL friends, sure, they would say dark things too, but it wasn't all the time. So yeah, after middle school, I guess I tried to get better, because then I was fully in online school. But we don't need to talk about that. Let's just fast forward to the next year when we get screenshots, because the only years that these screenshots are even taken from is 2021 and 2023. Now in 2023, the only person that I had talked to from that old GC was Jewel. Now this is also where Jewel says that she knows it's a joke, because obviously we've been joking about it for years. Now I didn't trust these people, because when I sent them images, like if I sent them a face reveal of myself, they would just take it out of DMs and then send it around to each other and laugh. And even after telling them to stop or delete the image off their phone, they didn't. And it's pretty obvious that they didn't, since they're still sending it around to this day. I got sent an image of myself in 2020 as a 13-year-old a few days ago by a random person that I never knew. And this was also a person that was trying to say I had CP on my phone or something like that. Yet you have a picture of me as a 13-year-old saved on your phone. For what? Who even are you? Now this could be classified as doxing, and that could be a lawsuit. In 2023, that was the last time I did the little funny joke RP thing, and then I was done, because I was like, okay, this shit is disgusting. I never want to do this again. The reason I did it was because it was in general chat and it was pretty funny at the time. Now again, I don't think the age with Jewel should be like a weird thing. I don't think 2 years is that weird, but I mean, I guess if you have different, viewpoints, it could be considered as weird. I think 3 years is weird, but 2, I don't think that's that weird. I've even seen my friends get bombarded for 1-year age differences. But for me, when I was 14, I dated a 16-year-old girl, and when I was 15, I dated an 18-year-old girl. But getting back more to the point, after 2023, this is, I guess, a little bit after I had rejoined the server. The reason I rejoined their server is because Skunk had been begging, like pleading, and I think Malia too, but I'd have to go check my DMs on that. Anyways, multiple people were asking me, and Skunk's thing when she wants me to rejoin every single time, there's been like three different occasions, she's always saying that somebody else wants me to join too, or they miss me, or something like that. You know what I mean? And then I start feeling bad, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess we were friends. So I rejoined. I just cave in and I rejoin. Terrible idea, because it gets me into situations like this, because these people aren't actually my friends. They're just people that hate me, and they just don't want to say it. Now, upon rejoining the server, everything was still the same. They were still making the same jokes, and on top of that, I think it was even worse. And I left even faster. And the reason was mainly because there was just this one guy that would constantly just hate on me whenever I even spoke in chat. Like if I breathed on that chat, I would get called multiple slurs, and he would like start making fun of my face, because obviously they leaked my face. Being insecure and all that stuff as I was, I mean, I'm still kind of insecure, but not as much, not nearly as much. I would just leave the chat, right? I just wouldn't talk there, try again tomorrow. And eventually I just got fed up with that, because that guy was just being such a dick. Even if I insulted him back, he wouldn't, there was nothing that's gonna happen, because obviously there's no moderation or anything. It's just a friend group chat, and they didn't really care either. Yeah, that's the reason that I left so fast, and also the reason that Jewel decided to join my server. But yeah, they joined back. I give them like some cool roles, because they were my friends and stuff like that. So I give all my friends funny roles. But yeah, they talk a little bit in my server, and I guess me and Jewel start up a conversation one random day when we're both online, because most of these people don't actually talk in my chat. Like Skunk and them, they don't really talk in my chat. I would speak like a few times a day and then leave, and that's fine. I don't care. And I didn't really care then, because I wasn't in that server, so that was like the only time that I talked to them. Jewel was always a bit weird. I think she was probably the weirdest one out of the entire group, and that was stated multiple times by all of her friends. Now I also have footage of this, but when I rejoined their server, they had to make a new Discord, by the way. So if you're looking for these chats, they deleted their Discord server 2 times. The first time was Skunk. She owned the server, and then a person named Candy owned the server, and that was a different server. That's when I joined the second time. And then this is the 3rd server, and they are also calling that the Cold Empire or something like that. It's like some AOT shit. Anyway, in this new cold whatever server that they have, they're still pretty much the same. I think they might have toned it down a little bit, but other than that, they're still yelling slurs every 3 seconds, insulting each other, talking about rape jokes, a lot of rape jokes. For some reason talking about pregnant women raped, and I don't know, bro. Anyways, apparently Jewel and Malia, since obviously back then we were all doing random stuff with each other. I had about, I think, 3 exes in there, just Jewel, Malia, and Skunk, and that's about it. But it was like a week of dating, mainly because the entire relationship was a joke. We weren't actually interested in each other at all, and it was very obvious. I never really asked about what they look like, or their address, or if they wanted to meet up, because it wasn't a serious relationship. It was just a literal joke. And the way they're trying to paint it like I came on to them is absolutely insane. Hey, you can come up with as many screenshots or narrative spins as you want, because it's so fucking easy to fake things. It's not even funny. Anyways, Malia and Jewel have about, I think, 5 to 7 exes. I don't know about Malia, but I know Jewel for a fact has had 5 exes, not including me. So if you're not including me and you're making all this drama about me, and to be honest, 5 exes in one friend group is kind of crazy. I thought 3 was kind of insane, but 5, bro? Now keep in mind, since this group chat, I don't know if it's gotten bigger or smaller, because there was some new people that I hadn't seen. I think there's a few people, but there was also a lot of people that weren't there. So I'd say it stayed around the same size, just changing people out. But yeah, other than that, it stayed pretty much the same big age differences, because I looked in that chat and one day there was this new girl with, I shit you not, a straight up picture of an anime girl sucking cock. No filter, no censorship. You could see the penis. And so I started talking about, take that profile picture off. That's not appropriate. You're like 14 years old. Even I wasn't rocking shit like hentai PFPs back then, bro. That is absolutely insane. And now she's not the only one that does this, and I can tell that she's been influenced by the rest of this friend group, just like everybody else in here, which I mean, I don't blame them, because it's very easy to get influenced by this crowd. And I'll prove an example right now with Jewel. Now Jewel, the reason I banned her from my server, anyways, I had to ban her from my server because she literally sent porn, uncensored, unfiltered porn, in my server's general chat. Now, what possessed her to do this? I have no clue. But in the rules, that is a clear instant ban. I don't know what you expect when you send like nuts to butts sex in my chat. I don't know what you're. Anyways, she kind of complained in my DMs about it and got mad. I don't even know how or why you get mad over that. That's a very reasonable ban. But anyways, during this conversation, she gets more into talking about what would be appropriate, because she wants to use porn in my server for some fucking reason. So she starts making these cropped images of, again, the same thing that I described earlier, which I guess she must have, mentored her or, groomed her herself. I don't fucking know. Since you're teaching these like 14-year-olds to, use these hentai PFPs, that's crazy, bro. Now she would send me images like this, and I really don't want to show that many, because even though they are censored, we all know what it is, okay? Like, she made these herself, which is the craziest part. But yeah, overall, very weird behavior, and I start to dislike her for that incident. Now, fast forward a few months, and right, I have a girlfriend at this point. She's a month older than me. And at this point, everything's going good. You know, I'm traveling in Korea. What she did is she basically brought up those old screenshots of the ERP in general and stuff, and she used them to try and get my girlfriend to break up with me for some reason. And it almost worked. But fortunately, now I was open and honest about the ERP thing. I mean, like, it is freaky. It's very odd, very gross, very weird. It did happen, and I apologize for it. But either way, she decided to stay with me, and that was the end of the Jewel beef right there. Because I had talked to her in my DMs, screaming to her about this, like, why would you try and use those against me to get her to cheat or to break up with me, saying that I was cheating with you. Now, after this interaction, I had banned her and finally blocked her. That was the whole reason that she was blocked in the first place, because she tried to do that and just sabotage me, which should have been a red flag, and it actually kind of was, just for me to never talk to them again, because I knew they would bring up some shit like this again and try and paint me in the worst light possible, because that's just what they always do. Now, in Jules' DMs with another person called Twist, I found out that she said, quote unquote, "I've had these screenshots for a long time, I just didn't release them because I didn't think they were important. Oh, whoopsie, silly me. The only reason that you're releasing it right now is because I got involved with some drama of my own in Type Soul. And the reason you did it at that time is because you wanted to get the most views out of me as possible. And I know that for a fact because you, well, not you, I shouldn't say you, the owner of that server, the Cold Empire server, friend group thing, they made a TikTok about me, about the exposing thing, right? You know, they just made like a Type Soul TikTok. It got a lot of views, and in the description, they linked the Cold War Discord. And I think that server actually has at least 100 or 200 members now. So from 20 to 200 is a big jump. And you know why you got it? Because of me, and because of the drama. You're literally only doing this for drama. You know it's a joke. You clearly don't even care that it happened, because even when I DM'd you, you acted so calmly. There was like zero animosity or anything. Like, it's not like I use you for my own gain or force myself onto you, because you guys still initiated conversations with me. Even after like years of not talking, you still talked to me first. And Skunk says or tells me that it's because you miss me, quote unquote. I don't know why, but she says it's because I gave you a lot of attention. As for the rest of the server, I think it's still probably gonna stay really weird, and I don't know if they're gonna, you know, and like get more people into their cult for hating on me, because they've been hating on me ever since 2020. And I even asked if the guy that still kept hating on me was in that server, and she said yes, but she also said, oh, he doesn't hate you anymore, it's fine, just join back. Lie. Now I was trying to clear this up when it happened, like, you know, by talking to people that made videos. I got some of those people to, you know, understand my side, and they took down their videos. Like the first one that came out, the one where it was like him and Waco Mundo having the visions, that one, he took it down. One got taken down, and then also there was one on YouTube where he was, you know, calling me out, and I also pinged for that in my Discord server with his video apologizing for that. But anyways, now we can finally talk about present day. The reason I've been very mad lately about this entire situation is because first, not only did they get me banned off of Roblox for a day, I mean it is still a day, but they got me banned for, you know, I don't even know what, for all this stuff. It was only a day, so I was like, okay, whatever, I'll just wait a day. It's just Roblox, not a big deal. And then they disabled my Discord account. That's right, disabled it. So how they disabled it absolutely mind numbs me. What they did is they took a screenshot of me saying numbers, not even me saying I'm blank, just straight up numbers. At first I said I'm 37, and then I said my bad 7, and then, I mean, I'll just show it on screen, you can see it. Clearly I was not being serious. But yeah, this is how easy it is to get somebody banned off Discord. Now, I could go through their messages when they say that they're like 7, or just type in the number 7, and then they'll get banned. Like, you could ask somebody, how many items do you have, and they'd say like 3 or 5, and then poof, you're gone. But yeah, I have to apparently verify my identity with Discord again just to get it back, which is absolutely insane how hard they're hating on me right now by going after my Discord and my Roblox account. That's absolutely insane. Now, 2 years older is not a crime, and it's not like we did anything. Plus, it was all a joke. Plus, they don't even care about it. So, if you have any more qualms about me after this, that's your personal opinion. I do reprimand myself for being freaky, like really freaky and really dark back then. I'm not proud of it. I do apologize for it, and I've been trying to improve myself every day, which is why you don't see any 2024 screenshots or 2022 or something like that. That's why there's gaps between these screenshots, because I try to distance myself from this group as much as possible. And there was other groups that I had to distance myself from too, because that was also, you know, a bad influence. Either way, I've tried to tone down my dark humor a lot. I also do want to keep my videos funny, so I try to mix in some humor, maybe a little bit of dark humor, but it's not anything near that. But yeah, being motivated by YouTube to change also helped me, because I guess after doing YouTube, I wanted to just be a better person for my audience. Because let's be real, I don't want to see those clips. Nobody wants to see those clips, bro. I don't want to see any of that. I don't want to see me saying none of that, right? And now that I think about more and more into my YouTube side, I just want to, you know, entertain you guys. I want to be funny. That's my perspective. And I mean, they could come out with whatever other screenshot they want. Liars and hypocrites, because every single one of them is still the same as they used to be back then. Except for maybe Skunk. I think Skunk changed, which is good on her. She doesn't e-date anymore, and neither will I. So first they lied about me being 22. Next they lied about Malia being 11. And then I had all these comments saying, but she was 11, miss. You were like 17 at the time. And then they lied about me being 7 years old. So which is it? Am I underage? Are you grooming me? Shit, I don't know. And then they accused me of asking for CP or possessing CP, which I saw that screenshot going around too. And this guy, I'll just give a quick little backstory on this one, because this one barely even needs to be proven. Basically, this guy named Twist or something, or whatever, it's a Twix, I don't know what his name is. Anyways, this guy comes into my DMs, started to ask about this stuff, and I was like, you know, I was really panicked at this time, so I was just trying to like mitigate damage and give as many open responses as I could. So way back when, Jewel had asked me if I kept like the images, naked images of my girlfriend on my phone, and I was like, yes, is that not normal? Then everybody started flinging around the word CP. Now, keep in mind, this nude, right? It was only the top half, first of all. So it's literally just like the top chest. Second off, I never sent it or distributed it to anybody, ever in my life. I would never do that. Third, it's already deleted, and it's been deleted off my phone for like 3 years. And last, she was 2 years older than me, right? And I was 14. So, man, wow, such CP. If that counts as me owning it, then shit, give her a fine for sending it to me. Like, I don't understand where your point is. I don't understand how you can even say that's CP in the first place. But yeah, I hope this cleared everything up, or, you know, at least swayed your mind a little bit. I have no doubt that they'll try and milk this for content, but I'm probably just going to ignore it, because I've already said my piece. I already know how they are. They're going to try and use me again for their own personal gain. But yeah, no matter how you spin it, you can't really call me a predator. I wasn't even old enough to be considered one. It's 14, bro. 14 is not bad. And even in the 2023 screenshots, that's 16, right? So 14 and 16, that's not even UNC status. I'm not even pushing 20 yet. Well, I mean, now I guess I'm kind of pushing 20. I just wanted to make this video because I'm quite tired of the harassment and the, you know, banning for no reason. Doesn't make any sense to me. Hopefully I can get my Discord account back because, you know, I had a lot of friends on there that I would still like to talk to. And I was also in some pretty important servers. So anyways, hopefully this clears up, you know, what you think about me. I hope it changes your mind. I'm really trying to change, and I've been trying to change. So I would hate for this to be like your introduction video to me. But if it is, I'm sorry, bro. That's a terrible look. But I'll be coming out with some more interesting content in the future. Type Soul did not start my career, and it won't end it. But anyways, I'll see you next time. Peace. Oh, and by the way, if you have any questions for me, feel free to ask them. Just don't be a dick about it. That's all I want to say. Bye-bye.